Hello, so this is the next video. If it's the next group of 9, so that's is it 4 going down? Yeah, and then 5 going up. So simple. And I've just realized that actually it's even simpler than I thought, this whole Rachmaninoff 18th variation, if you just do the middle bit, because actually it's the first 18 chords. Then there are a further maybe 36 or so chords, which are they're the difficult ones. Then those first 18 are repeated. They're almost exactly the same. But I've already said that, but I wanted to say that within the first 18, actually, I think that am I right in saying I think that half of them are repeated? Anyway, it's just very it's really doable. So just watch the next 9. As I say, this is what I didn't say in the last video. I think it's the middle group before which and after which there are the 18 chords, which are so easy. That middle bit is the difficult bit. So that's the bit we've got to practice and practice. I haven't got there yet, so that's coming after I finish this first group. Then we'll do this difficult middle bit, okay? And then the second group is just a repeat of the first group, really. It's wonderfully simple. So let's go ahead without further ado. So, I'll just recap over what we've done so far. It's this. Okay, let's do that again. 1, 2, okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and then 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is the next one. 10, 10. Yeah. So do it. It's more easy for me to go straight from the beginning every time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now 10. Little finger, third finger, first finger or thumb. First finger, third finger, little finger. Swap. So. We go from the beginning. Again. Let me think. That's what we did yesterday. Now we're going to put this arm around. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2. Let's do 1. It's all about memorization, so you'll be doing this kind of memorizing a lot. 1, 2. Okay. Let me do it from the beginning again. So that's the next one. Yeah. So again, a chord. This right hand is often doing a chord, an octave with one finger in the middle, doing a note in the middle. Okay, here it's on C, and it's the A flat. The left hand is G flat, B flat, and E flat. So let's do them again from the beginning. Now this octave has moved to this B flat octave, and it's on the on the G flat, and this is like that. Let me do it again from the very beginning. Okay, so here we go. One, swap. Okay, first of all, it was doing that with them. So, as I said, it's the B flat octave now at the right hand, and it's the G flat, okay? This one is that. It's the E flat, D flat, and the G flat there, okay? So, sorry, there. Okay, so do it from the beginning again. Next chord after that, let's go from the beginning again. So this is an easy chord coming up. Messing it up. Okay, sometimes it's good to count if you write down the number of the chords from the very beginning. So 1, 2, 3 from the beginning. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So leave for number 13. 13. And I can see it's here, so it's actually the D. Little finger on this D flat. Okay, so that's an easy one to do, isn't it? So from the very beginning, 1, and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way. As I say, you'll get to about 40 chords, and that all repeats. Yeah. After this difficult middle section which is coming up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, 13. And then that little finger's going up to this. We're going up now. Those are the 4 down. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was the first 4 down. Now 5 up. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we've done the 4 down. Now, going for the 5 up, because it's always 4 down and 5 up. Okay, except the very end of the piece. Here it now goes to the A. The little finger goes to A, and this is going to go to just putting a finger there. Okay, just putting your finger on the A flat. A flat on the little finger, the little finger of left hand, and A flat with the second finger of the right hand, and the thumb is on the F. Okay, which it was before. Yeah. Okay, so very easy. So it's the second of the 5 going up. 1, 2, 3, 4 going down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going up, and now the next 4 going. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 going up, which is 1. Now, the next one, this goes from the A flat of the left hand, it's going to go to D flat, and it's going to take that A flat from this finger that was there, the right hand, and it's just going to go from there to this. Right hand will be going to keep the thumb there, it's not going to move, and keep this finger here on the D, which it was before, but just add the D. And what I find, I think, is I move my fingers slightly so it's going to be a different fingering, but whatever's comfortable for you, it's now going to be this. Left hand, right hand. It's always on octaves on the right hand with a finger in the middle, as I said before. I'm discovering that myself, but that's a wonderful help actually. It makes it even easier. So from the beginning, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, I think that's where we are, right? Okay, yeah, and then this now simply changes to that, and that plays that again, the same 2. Okay, so when the right hand's not doing an octave and one in the middle, it's doing something else. Usually it's something very easy and shorter than an octave, so maybe just 2 notes, yeah? Now, okay, I think that's the case actually, so there we go. Almost always do it from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, you can count from 1 to 16 or do the 4 going down and 5s going up. This time I did it counting up to 16, so we're now on number 16, which, because you marked it, the numbering, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, on your note, on your paper. It's easy to find, yeah? That's why I've put numbers, because it's so difficult to find your place, especially with Rachmaninoff, especially with this edition. Okay, I've talked about that before. So we're on number 16, which is, yeah, this. And then after that, it's just simply the left hand, take off the little finger, it's just this, which you're playing again, the A flat again. And here, you're simply taking off this second finger and putting a finger on the D flat. Whatever's comfortable for you. I'll put my third finger on. Okay, goes that for number 16 chord. Okay. Is that number 16 chord? Actually, it's number 17 chord there. Okay, and then after that. Well, we'll just do the whole thing to there for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so that's right, 17. Okay, and then 18 is going to be from this A. It goes up to that A, with the second finger of the left hand and the little finger on the D flat. So from there to there. And this finger, this goes from F and D flat, that goes to, keep them there rather, and just put your little finger on the F. Little finger on the F. Okay, and that's the 5th one going up. I think, because now it's going to start going down, is that right? Yeah, well, sort of, okay, but that, it will go one up, but that'll be the first going down. So let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so yeah, that's the end of that going up passage. So that'll be the end of the video. I'll just do that all again from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I think I got that wrong. This finger No, that's wrong. Okay, so let me try again. So it's a confusing thing to look at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Is that right? 18? Yeah. Okay. And then that's it. Okay, ending like that. D flat and A flat. F and D flat. Okay, so I did say that good the first time. So, and then it's going to come. The next chord for next video will be, guess what? Exactly the same coming down. Is that right? If it's not exactly the same, it will be very similar. It's exactly the same. So the whole thing just begins again within that first section. That's what I meant at the beginning of this video. This first section before the middle difficult bit, and this first section repeats again after the difficult bit, and that's it. It's finished. Yeah, the whole thing's finished. That first section actually is split also into half. That's what I wanted to say at the beginning of this video. So it's even easier, and you'll find that this section, the easy section after the difficult section, but with bigger chords, it's the same as this first section, but just slightly bigger chords. That, of course, also is in 2 bits, and that repeats as well. So even easier. Let me just finish the video by doing that first bit again. So you can count 4 down and 5 up, or you can count consecutively. First of all, I'll count consecutively, and then I'll play it again, counting 4 down and 5 up. Whichever way works for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And then it happens, just repeats, as I said. Next lesson we'll be doing it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. The whole thing just repeats in this first section, and it will in the second section after this tricky middle bit, which is the only difficult bit in this whole piece. Okay, we're only doing the chords, of course, but that's what most people want anyway. It's the most satisfying, I think, to play. Okay, now I'm gonna count it by counting consecutively. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. As you can see, yeah? It's just the same thing again. I'll just do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's it. Finito, that's really it. Once you've done that, that's going to happen again. So it happened for a second time, basically, in this first section, before the difficult middle bit, and it's going to happen 2 more times, basically, after the difficult middle bit. Although these chords are maybe, I think they're a little bit bigger, the chords. They may have 1 extra note each, but it's the same pattern. It's almost exactly the same, if not exactly the same. Alright, so just going to play it one last time, and then I'll end the video. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now the difficult bit. Yeah, and that's the bit which we will do in a later video. This is the difficult bit. It begins like this. And it goes on for a few more bars. That's the tricky bit, okay? But that's for a later video. Okay, one last time, and then the beginning. Do it slowly. And that is the whole of the first section I've just played for you. As you can see, what we've now covered when I've been doing it slowly is simply repeated. What a wonderful piece to work with this is. Okay, I don't know if you're able to see any of my fingers actually on that. If you can see my hands. But hopefully that's been helpful. And next video, next video will be, I'll just be saying how what we've already done, those 18 chords. Those 18 chords are simply repeated again in that first section, and then we're going on to the difficult middle section. After the difficult middle section, we'll go on to the third section, and the third section is simply the first section which we've just done again. Such an easy piece. The middle section is the difficult one. It's only difficult because it's not repeated like the first section is repeated after the difficult middle bit. I'll just show you now the what my score looks like. Okay, so there's the first section. Yeah, it starts right there where it says rubato. There. Ta ti ti. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here it's going up now. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and now going down. 10, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now going up. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's where we stopped. And then it just repeats again. 19, 20, 21, 22. But I could just be saying 1, 2, 3, 4, because it's just the same as this. That's what that is. The exact chords. Yeah, those three. Look at those three chords. 1, 2, 3. That is exactly what we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4. But as I said at the beginning of the video, you've got to look very carefully. Is it exactly the same? Let me just check. Looking at the left hand in particular. Yep, they're exactly the same. Okay, so yep, and the right hand is exactly, and all these chords are exactly the same as those chords there. Yeah, these chords will be these chords there. Amazing. So this is the difficult bit. Okay, it starts from here where I've got 1, 2, 3. I put an exclamation mark for myself to remind myself. But as you can see from the score, look at how minuscule it is. Even without my penciling, so I've put numbers in because it makes it easy. You know, you're counting. You don't have to be looking at the score all the time. Even if you can sight read perfectly, this is a challenge to be. Yeah, I would say it'd be a bit of a challenge to read, to sight read it. It helps if you memorize them, if you number them like this. But actually, compared to, as I was saying in the previous video, compared to the third concerto, this is fairly easy to sight read. It's just that this score is very, very small. I remember playing. I remember a violinist whom I knew was playing Beethoven's The Spring Sonata. He was playing, I think, he played the whole of the first movement of that. Yeah, the first movement, and it was the piano version. So the piano version had a very tiny violin, had the violin above the piano, and that was very small as well. And he found it difficult to read it. You know, he's a professional violinist. And he could hardly read it, and this is the same kind of size. It's tiny, and it's much more complex than a violin part, obviously. So, but nevertheless, you know, it's nothing like as challenging as the third concerto of Rachmaninoff. To sight read that, if you've never practiced it before, I challenge anyone to do it. I don't think it's possible. As I said, my teacher in Moscow, she was unable to do the cadenza without having, I mean, she may have looked at it before in her life or something like that, but not for many, many years. And my theory is that anyone who claims to sight read without ever having seen the piece before, or at least without having practiced it for, say, 10, 20 years, is perhaps toying with the truth. Okay, anyway, that's another matter. So this is the end of the video, and the next video will be, as I said, the tricky middle section. Let me just show you that again. It starts here where I put 1, 2, 3, Okay, da, 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 da. It's only tricky because it's not that up there, which is the same as that down there, yeah? And that's the whole piece. This is all that we're really doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bars. That's all that we're doing, isn't it? Yes, it is. 10. So let's call it half. 9.5 bars. Because that's where we'll end. It's 9.5 bars of really enjoyable chordal, basically simple Rachmaninoff, Rachmaninovian music. A joy to play, but as I said, you've got to keep practicing it because otherwise you'll forget it. But as long as you practice it, well, it's just a joy to play. You play it every morning, and then you'll never forget it. So there we go. Enjoy, and see you next time for the tricky middle section, which is not so tricky after all.